Hi everyone, I'm Charlie Lyon, I'm 19 years old and I'm from England. I don't live in England, I've lived in Dubai basically all my life, and I'm in the Philippines right now because I've started my own foundation in partnership with Atlas Foundation, which is all about promoting rugby in underprivileged places, working with people from street kids or people from school and just promoting rugby and the values that comes with rugby: integrity, respect, discipline, teamwork. But along with that, just the fun and joy of playing sport that some of these kids who have very little in life able to get such enjoyment out of just chucking a ball around with their friends and having a bit of fun. And it all started 5 years ago now, when at the Rugby World Cup final I ran on the pitch and an All-Black player gave me his winner's medal, and since then I've built a friendship with him, and we both kind of just decided we had this opportunity to help a lot of people and make a big difference around the world by promoting rugby and what it brings. So when we came up with this idea about a year ago, I thought instead of us raising all the money in England or New Zealand and giving it to people, I wanted to see firsthand where any money I raise will go. So Philippines is the first country I've been to on my trip around Africa, Philippines and America. So I spent 1 week in Clark, 1 week in Davao, a couple of days in Gensan, and now finally in beautiful Cebu. And I've experienced lots of different things in Clark. There's a good family feel. But the main thing for me is all around the Philippines is not only the people's kindness, but to someone who's come from a completely different culture and background, and them to just welcome me in as if I'm part of their family after knowing me for such a little time. And I think that massively helps with me being able to think of where I want to donate the money, because I know that if I give £1 to these people, they're going to make the most out of £1 and they're going to appreciate it a lot more than some people in different cultures would be. And so that's why it's big for me to travel to these places so I can really get a feel for the culture and what it's like. And now I'm in Cebu. I've been here with Cebu Dragons, and they're just like some of the other places, but even more, they're a family club, and their main goal is to build rugby and develop it. But half the time they're not trying to produce the next big rugby star. They're just trying to help kids get an understanding of everything that rugby brings: enjoyment, love, and sharing their love for the game. And I've seen people like Phil Campbell, Noel Flowers, Maggie Medell, and I've seen that they're doing this out of the passion of their own heart, just to help other people and just to spread some of the things they know. But what I love most about rugby is that not only is it a great sport that's enjoyable, but it has a lot of the values I think are important in life. Respect for other people, respect for the referee, your coach, your teammates, but teamwork and friendship. And all of these kind of things can be used later in life. It'll help them in school, it'll help them when they get their first job. And I think that's why rugby is so important. It also helps having such great sponsors like Marco Polo that are able to put on an event like this with some dinner and some drinks, which welcomes people from the local community and gets them in. And Sir Brian has been instrumental in that. And if more people, if more companies and local businesses are able to help and support these rugby clubs, and sport in the area will thrive massively, because it's all about the local businesses, local people getting involved with the project, because then it has massive benefits for everyone in the long term. And that's why it's so important that Marco Polo have been one of the first people to openly support it, and they're putting on these events, they sponsor the club and sponsor the rugby.
So now that you've seen the Philippines, the situation here, what's the next step for you?
So the next step is going to a few countries first, and then I'm going back to England, and I'm planning some fundraising events alongside the rugby player, and we're doing these fundraising events to try raise money and support these places. And then the idea is to give back to all these places. And what I've been able to see is where the money I go, exactly where it's going to go. What I've been able to speak to people like Phil, who's told me this is where your money, this is how you'll contribute. And it's not for me, it's about seeing the difference firsthand instead of getting an email about it saying this is what's happened, this is what's been done. So hopefully whatever money I'm able to raise, which hopefully should be a good amount, is able to make a massive impact on the lives of the kids, but also help the general town, the village, the barangay, the city, because the kids are happier, they're going to be happy growing up, they're going to have all these values that rugby brings, and hopefully that has knock-on effects all around.
When you first set foot here in the Philippines, how did you like? What was your first impression? You know, basketball is like.
But yeah, basketball is
#1
the biggest
here.
sport. Obviously, it's very different, the Philippines, in terms of, I've had a very privileged upbringing, and I'm very grateful for that, but I've seen a lot of cultural differences in terms of where people are living, the living standards compared to England, but one of the main differences I've noticed from the Philippines compared to everywhere else in the world is how welcoming the Filipino people are to me. Because I could fully understand, they just saw me as the Brit, the English guy's coming in, he's wanting to post a few pictures online showing he's trying to make a difference. But they've really been welcoming to me, and I've seen that I'm trying to make a difference with these rugby clubs, and I've wanted to help me with that and to invite me. And one of the things I love most is that we'll train the kids in the local town pitch, and then it's not that I then say goodbye to the kids. These kids and their families then invite me to Barangay, and we sit, we have food with them, and it's just something that I wouldn't ever get in England. It's all in the rugby club and then it's done. And that's one of the best things I've found about the Philippine people, is how welcoming and kind and open they are to learning about new things and learning about rugby and everything it brings.
So do you think there's a potential for the Filipinos to become, become a rugby power in the region?
Massively, because what I've seen in such a short amount of time is that the people love getting involved and running around, and although physically in stature compared to some other named countries, they are smaller in stature. That has a lot of other knock-on effects. As I'm playing rugby with these guys, and they're small, but they're nifty, they're agile, they're quick, they're able to get around me, whereas in England it's more brute force, physicality, I'm going to tackle, I'm going to run into. Here, I can't get close to tackling them because they're just running around me, they're sidestepping me. And if you've seen the power of basketball, the power of sports that have introduced new sports, that these guys, if it is introduced more into the schools, into the youth and the grassroots of rugby, then there's no reason why they can't. Like, I've met people in Clark, in Davao, in Cebu, people who picked up rugby a few years ago and are now playing the development team for the Philippine Volcanoes. So I've seen, and that's only in a few years of learning rugby. If we're able to get the kids playing it from a young age, then they've got 10 years of rugby before they go back. The sky's the limit, really, for Filipino rugby and sport in general.
So why of all the sports rugby? Personally.
Why rugby? I played a lot of sports in the UK, and
There's football.
oh, football. So football was always my main sport, but what I found with rugby, more than any other sport, is just whilst you're able to have fun, and there's a phrase in England that it's the working class sport played by gentlemen, in the sense that it's a physical contact sport, but it's played by all people. At the end of the game, everyone goes and they go have food together, they have a drink together, they all chill out. Whilst on the pitch, they're brutal, they're tackling each other. Off the pitch, they're all friends, and that's something that rugby instills in people, that for their 80 minutes of the match, they're your enemies, but at the end of the day, win, lose, draw, smash, won easily, your friends at the end of the day. And also along with that is the teamwork, the respect for referees, coaches, which I see mostly in rugby. And while take respect and teamwork, for example, when these people reach 18, whether they play rugby in the future or not, respect and teamwork is what's going to get them successful. When they're the lowest in their job, they got a new job, they either respect the people and they want to willing to work and learn, then that's going to help them progress, and it's going to help them in later life. And it's something that I've seen mostly in rugby than I have elsewhere.
So you said respect and teamwork. So finally, you need teamwork also to run a foundation, right? So how can anyone support you? How can they reach you, or if ever they might be interested to help you or to learn more about your foundation?
So my foundation is a small called Gold for Good, and we are working in partnership with Atlas Foundation, which is a global foundation that helps people in all parts of the world, every continent in the world, and helps grassroots rugby. So type in atlasfoundation.org, you'll see some incredible work, you'll see some videos of my trips to the Philippines, and you'll be able to see some of the trips and see what rugby's like in other countries and other cultures, and just have more of a learning for it. And you'll see, hopefully, there'll be some big press and big news around some of the events we're planning, because it's a big event and he's a big rugby player, so hopefully it'll be there. And hopefully at the end of the day, all I want to do is be able to help the people in this country who welcome me and treat me like one of their own. And Siggy Siggy.
Nice. And finally, do you have any message to the Filipinos?
Well, I think just keep doing what you guys are doing because you're incredible people. I've never felt so welcome in any country I've been to. I've been lucky enough to travel to all walks of life, but I've honestly, and I say that genuinely, I've never ever felt like I could be at home in this country and that no one would bat an eye. They would welcome me and treat me as one of their own and keep playing sport, keep playing rugby, and at the end of the day, keep being positive and happy and the happy people you are. And if you keep that mentality up, you'll get more and more people coming over and seeing this beautiful country and then seeing what it's all about.
I'm Rosemary Lantixe. I'm the Get Into Rugby manager for Filipino Rugby Football Union.
So, if I want to get into rugby, how do I get into rugby here in the Philippines?
Well, if you can find...
Cebu na lang.
First off is find the Cebu Dragons Rugby Football Club page and then join the training sessions. They're regular sa Asmara na field every Sunday at 2 o'clock.
So anyone can just join, any age group, any gender, any...
Anyone can just join. Primarily, ang kanang sa Asmara are seniors, but there are different programs all over the city. So if you're interested, you can message first para matudlo mo, point you to the right direction. Asam for different age groups.
So if I want to get into rugby, what do I need actually? What do I need?
If you're a minor, for example,
okay.
First thing is sugtan mo sa imong mama.
Okay. And I mean, like for example, equipment. Do I need to buy? I mean, what do I need to buy? Shoes, for example, like that.
If you're already playing football, you can use the same soccer shoes or rubber shoes. It's fine.
So you can just join again diretso day, huh? Nice. Okay. So naman ni mga kuan so mga is rugby gonna be kuan unsa man imong physical skills na kinahanglan to join, you know, to finish one rugby game?
Well, endurance, agility, hand-eye coordination, and then basically you just have fun. The Get Into Rugby program at Sagit is progressive. That's why there's non-contact or touch rugby, say full contact rugby. So if you're interested to start out, hindi pa ka sure sa physicality of the game, that's you can join and play touch rugby. Kay mura lang siya og dakpan na.
So Rose, personally, what makes rugby fun?
It's the team, it's the family, friendship especially. So you can be anywhere, Cebu, Davao, Manila, play with anyone and you'll be friends no matter what.
So finally, a message lang for any kid who might, you want to invite to join rugby. So ikaw, unsa imong mensahe?
Sa mga bata din na gusto mo dala rugby, try lang yun, and it's definitely fun and you'll meet new friends and you love it for life.